Here to talk about this issue is San Jose State Professor of Technology, Ahmed Banafa. Thanks for being here this morning.
You.
Well, some of the mental health harms of too much social media use amongst adolescents has been well documented. But what Australia is doing is really an experiment to see if cutting off that access is the solution. Do you think it will work?
Well, it depends on what kind of tools they're going to use. I mean, one of the things that they are really pushing is something called facial age estimation. And this is based on AI. I mean, just to explain exactly what they're trying to push, the accuracy there is about 90%, defining 13, 16, and 18, is that person will take a small video, selfie, or take a picture, and then the system will analyze it, looking for the skin texture, looking for the facial geometry, the bone structure, the ratio of the facial features, and then they will give some kind of estimate about the age of that person. Based on that, the account will be open or not. There are many other ways that to verify the age, but it depends on the accuracy of this. I mean, just quickly, one of the things that they're looking at is the vocabulary of that person when he or she is talking, their game action, when they are using the app. Many things that will identify that person. This person is really not an adult. It's a child.
So it sounds like some of the ways in which they plan to try and enforce this or enact this ban are kind of questionable. I mean, the idea of everyone having to scan their face and submit their face for facial recognition to verify that they are over the age of 16, that raises some other questions about privacy and data sharing.
That is correct. That is correct. But this system or this method it's going to save it on the device. It's not going to be uploaded to servers, and this is why they're pushing for that more than any other system. The others, you're right. One of the options, there are 5 ways to deal with it. One of them, the facial age estimation. The other one is the ID. Plus an AI where they're going to check if the ID is real. The other one is the voice, the tone of that person when he or she is talking, what kind of words they're going to use, the pitches that they're doing it, the slang, in their language. Then you're talking about somebody, looking at the operating system level. And this is very technical with the apps, meaning that Android and iOS will watch what kind of apps that download to that device, and then define if this person is an underage or at that age, and you don't have to go through the process of verification. That person will be labeled as a child.
But then what's to stop those social media companies possibly from using that identifying data for other purposes or selling it to other parties?
That's why you need the regulation. That's why you need something which is like the first method, which is you only save the information on the device. And also the privacy laws has to be strict on this because you're talking about kids. One of the things in this law in Australia is the fine will be up to $9 million if they found out that this company is not following the rules, or 10% of the income of that company in the country. Now, I want to be clear about it. In Australia, the government is looking to shut down 1 million accounts for teens that they're not teens. So this is what they are aiming at. They have, it's about 50% of it with Facebook and Instagram. The other 50% is with Snapchat. So this is where they are targeting.
Right. I'm kind of struck in reading about this, the apps that are included in the ban and the ones that are not. So included, of course, TikTok, Instagram, but also YouTube and Reddit. But apps like Discord, Roblox, and WhatsApp are not included in this ban. So does this create some gaps?
I think this is coming out of not understanding how the teens are using those apps. They are very popular. I can tell you, students, they are at least in the university, when they talk to each other, they do not exchange emails or phone numbers. They're talking about Discord. This is my Discord. Join me at that Discord. So you can imagine that it came from high school and before, living on these kind of of communication tools. And that's something should be considered, in the future, to see how can you manage something like this.
All right, we'll have to leave the conversation there. Fascinating. We'll have to see what happens. Would love to have you back to talk more about it in the future. Ahmed Banafa, Professor of Technology at San Jose State. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.